Thank you. So I'm going to start with two messages today that I'm going to share with you guys. The first message is for business owners, entrepreneurs, people that are growing businesses, and then I'm going to talk to the young people, especially the students, about why they should be an entrepreneur. So before I go to the slides, let me say this to business owners, because it's what we were all talking my whole life. People said, "What's wrong with you? Why can't you just go get a job like everybody else?" Well, I am hoping that all you students back here are not in this room because you want to be everybody else. You should be here because you want to live your dream, your life. So my dream was to go travel and to go see the world, except that I had no money. And people kept on telling me that there's no job, Jeff, where they're going to pay you to go see the world. Okay? So I wrote my dream down. This is actually written on the mirror on my bathroom, so that every day when I wake up, I see my dream and I remember what I want to do with my life. So if I could, I'd ask everybody in this room, I don't care how old you are, what is something you still want to do with your life? Something you always dreamed of. That should be the dream that drives the business that you create, right? Your business should be the vehicle that takes you to the life you want to live, not the obstacle that is preventing you from living that life. Too many people tell me what they dreamed of when they're growing up, and I say, "Why aren't you doing that?" And they say, "Well, I have this company now, I have this job now, I have this family." And people tell me, "Jeff, it's time for you to grow up." And you know what I say? Are you growing up, or are you just giving up? Are you just saying, because I have a job, I can't have a dream? No, what you need to do is turn the things you dream of that would make your life interesting to you, not anybody else, into a job. So this was my goal. I wanted to visit 50 countries. I said that would be my dream, to travel the world before I die, across my whole life. I had an even crazier dream, but I didn't tell anybody because they laughed at me. I was going to have dinner with 50 families in 50 different cultures in 50 different countries across my life. I said, if one day I can look back and I have learned to understand people by breaking bread in their home, by spending a day with their family and their children in their house eating their food, I could become a better person. So that was my real dream. I just didn't tell anybody because everyone said, "That's stupid, go get a job." So I'll tell you what I did with that dream. By the way, like I told you, I put it on the mirror so that every day I'm reminded what my dream is, to make sure that I don't just forget about it and go live a life where I never do anything I really wanted to do. It's not enough to just get a paycheck. It's more important to have a life that you actually like, even if you make less money. We're not saying money's not important. What we're saying is happiness is important. Living a life that you love is important. I have friends who have a lot of money and they hate their lives. They're miserable people. That's not okay. So, for you young people out here, you can go get a job or you can create a job. Everybody said to me, "Jeff, there's no job that's going to pay you to go to 50 countries. And you know what I said? You're right. There is no job that does that. So I'm going to make that job. I'm going to create the future that I want to have, and I'm going to create the job that I wish they have." The beauty of being an entrepreneur is not to get rich. That comes with the territory if you create amazing things. The beauty of being an entrepreneur is for you to design your future. So my message to you students is, think about what future you want and then build it. Don't wait to see what the future is going to be. Be the person that creates it. So I'll give you my example. By the way, I'm being honest with you, I didn't do that. Everybody told me, you need to go get an engineering degree so you can get a good job at a good company and a good salary. So I did that, but nobody asked me if I had a good life, because I didn't. All I had was a good salary, but I was very unhappy every day. So I walked out one day and I quit, because my dream was not just to get a paycheck. My dream was to get a paycheck and go to 50 countries. So I will tell you the first thing that I did to create my own future. There's no job that will pay me to fly around the world, so I'm just going to make one. So I was in the airport one day. This is back in the time where you had to stand in a line and wait for a human being to give you a boarding card so that you could go on a plane. I stood in the line. I was 20-something years old. I quit my job, so I had no money and no food, and my mother was poor. Nobody could help me. So I was not in a good situation, but I wanted a good life. So I was standing in the airport. The line was almost 2 hours long, and I missed the flight. So I went home one day, and I said, this is my opportunity to design my own future and make money while I am doing that. So if you go to an airport, almost anywhere in the world, and you see a kiosk to check in, that was my first invention. I was 20-something years old. I was broke. I was unemployed, but I wanted to travel. Well, thank you. So sometimes now people around the world go to the airport, go to the kiosk, get a boarding card, then they take a selfie with the machine and they type thanks and they send it to me for helping them get through the airport. You know what my job was? Every week a different airline called me. This is Lufthansa, can you come to Germany? And I said, I don't have any money, I'm a startup. They said, we're paying you, we're an airline. It doesn't cost anything. And every country I went to, when I left, I got to see the country and they gave me money because they wanted the kiosk. I created the future that I wanted to have by creating a job out of the things I care about. That's my message to you young people. So now you should be less surprised that we built a company called Booking.com. What did we want to do? We wanted to travel, but we wanted to get paid. Both of those things are important. It's just better to get paid doing something you want to do. So we built this company, Priceline, in the US, and in the rest of the world, it's Booking.com. And guys, I actually had a teacher say to me one day, when I was speaking at a school, I love working with students, and I was speaking at a school, and a teacher said to me, please stop telling our children to chase their dreams. It's irresponsible. Tell them to get a job. And I was like, wow, that's the teacher telling you it's okay to be happy as long as you get paid. I don't agree with that. I want young people to have a life they love and get paid. So when I said, I'm going to build a business where I get to go travel, people said, okay, but what about money? That's a fair question. Just to give you an idea, remember what I said at the beginning. If you build something amazing in the world, the money will just find you. So we built this company, and I almost feel bad telling you this, but today, this company, which was a startup, like all the startups in the exhibit hall, we started this company with a small group of people on a table, and the company yesterday was worth $175 billion US. So you can get paid and you can live your dream. People always ask me, did I go to 50 countries yet? I've been to about 120 countries now, and I've had dinner with families in 100 of them. And by the way, the picture in the corner there, I don't know where Kumar is in here, but that was Kumar invited me to there he is right there, to Delhi, and invited me to speak to, stand up please and say hello, invited me to speak to Indian children. So that's the picture there. In Delhi about, in Mumbai, we were in Mumbai, to speak to Indian children about their futures, to tell them the same message I'm telling you. That was one of the most fun days ever, that day with your children here in India. So I've been able to do this in 100 different countries, but the crazy part is every country I go to, I get paid to do it. Design the future you want by solving problems in that industry. So now I'm going to tell you the secret formula for all your young people. In order to live the life you dreamed of, because people see my life now and they say, wow, you have an amazing life. Well, that didn't happen by accident. I grew up poor. I built that because I wanted to live that life. You need to build the life you want. Here is the formula. The most important thing is you need to become valuable to the people in the world that you want to call you. So I wanted every airline in every country to call me. So what do I have to do? I have to become valuable, so the airlines have to call me, right? They had to call me because I solved the check-in problem. I invented a kiosk. They all called me. How do you become valuable to those people? By solving one of their problems. How do you solve their problem? By staying up all night and studying their industry. So I stayed up every night and I read about travel and tourism and airlines and airports, and I sent hundreds of emails to people randomly, and 99 of them never answered, but one does, right? 99 people reject you, and then one person answers. And you say, can you tell me how the industry works? And they say, sure, let's have lunch. And now you're in. So you study the industry. You find out a problem that they have. You solve that problem by starting a business, and then you are valuable to those people. So you become the go-to person. And when people would start calling me, I would say, why are you calling me? I'm just a poor kid from the desert. They said, oh, I called you because everybody says you're the go-to person. So you need to be the go-to guy or girl for the people that you want to be around you. If you want to go to Fashion Week in Paris, then you need the people in the fashion industry to want to call you. People call you when you can fix problems for them. That makes sense to everybody? It's a pretty simple formula, but you have to do the work to do that. And by the way, entrepreneurship is not just tech. It's agriculture, it's fashion, it's automotive, it's every industry has problems. If you solve them, you will be the go-to person, the valuable person that everybody calls. So I tried the formula again. I love music. Music is my passion. So after tech, I decided to study the music industry, find out what problems they have. I can't sing. You do not want to see me dance. I can't play an instrument. But the music industry has lots of business problems. So I said, I'm going to help the music industry understand business. So I started a music company. All my friends said, Jeff, you're crazy. You're an engineer. You're not a musician. I said, no, I'm a problem solver, and I want to be involved in music. So I started my own music company, and we produce tours and concerts. So these are embarrassing pictures, but these are me on tour. In the bottom, that's me with a band called NSYNC. That's Justin Timberlake standing next to me. In the top is when I was doing tours with Elton John. To the right of that is me on tour with Beyonce. And then in the bottom is my current business partner, Pitbull, the singer. So I went to these people to solve their problems with my music business, and suddenly they're all calling me. Pitbull, if you know who he is, called me one day and said, I need your help. I said, why are you calling me? He said, because you're the go-to person that solves problems in our industry. I was very blessed at the end to even win a Grammy. That's me at the Grammys. I don't know if you can see, thank you, but I am, and by the way, the co-producer, the guy I produced this album with, is Indian. He moved to the United States, but he's an Indian friend of mine that plays jazz. We produced a jazz album, and we won a Grammy. I'm actually taking pictures of all the crazy paparazzi taking my picture because I thought it was silly. I'm a software engineer, and I'm on the red carpet at the Grammys, so I was taking a picture because it was just a crazy moment in my life. So I tried it again. The formula, become valuable, I'm going to say it again, to the people you want to be around by solving problems, which you learn by studying the industry that all you students are interested in. So next I picked movies. I'm going to study the movie industry. My friend said, Jeff, you're crazy. You're a software engineer. I said, nope, just a problem solver. I'll figure out what problems they have. So I started a movie company next. And I don't want you to see this movie, but this was our first movie. We made a scary movie. We made it ourselves. We're all in it. We filmed it, wrote it, shot it, produced it. That's me actually getting killed in the movie. I don't know if you can see. My head is bleeding in that picture. But we were able to sell this movie. I'm a marketing guy. I'm not an actor. But I can do one of the problems that has to be solved, which is marketing a film. We sold this movie in 50 different countries. Again, I'm not here to talk to you about money, but I made this movie for $1.3 million, which is like funding for a startup, and it made over $100 million. We had a successful movie because we understood the business. The last one we did, I did one in television, and then I'm going to wrap up here. I said, so I'm asking you, what do you dream of doing in your life? What would be interesting? I said, I would love to learn how they make television. So what does an entrepreneur do? study the industry, stay up late and email people you don't know, ask questions. And pretty soon, I understood a little bit more about the TV industry, and I found some ways I could be valuable to the people in the industry. I started a TV company, and last year I won my second Emmy Award. So again, it's kind of crazy because I'm a software engineer. We won a Grammy, and now we just won 2 Emmys. Why? Because we're becoming valuable to the people that we want to be around. My message to you today, for you young people, is become the person that everybody wants to talk to, because you're the person that knows what problems has to be solved, and you have figured out how to solve them. If you do that, you will have an amazing life. Recently, this is Mike Tyson, the boxer, but I'm just giving you the example. I love sports, and my phone rings, and it's Mike Tyson. And I said, what can I help you with? And he said, I said, why are you calling me? You're a famous fighter. He said, Jeff, I have some problems, and everyone says you're the go-to person. I recently announced something. In fact, I have to leave tomorrow to go back to do a charity for about 35,000 children with this gentleman. This is Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq, the basketball player. But the charity, Shaq called me one day and said, Jeff, I need your help because you're the go-to person. So in the end, guys, especially for the young people, people want to work with the people that get things done. Your habits and your attitude matter. Be the person that's willing to stay up late and study. Be the person that's willing to be rejected when you send out 100 emails and 99 don't answer. But be the person that's willing to say, I want to be important. I want to be in this business. I am going to solve problems. I am going to deliver value, just like I did by creating those kiosks that made all the lines go away in all the airports. Figure out what your dream is, study the industry where your dream is, solve their problems, become valuable, and guess what? You can live any life you want to live. Thank you guys so much for giving me a little of your time today.
Jeff, I would like to hold on to you for a minute on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up and show your gratitude for him spending his valuable time and giving such life lessons to us today. You create a job or you just do another job, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.